Hey, this is Ben Fraser. I'm the founder of Ready.Set.Van. Behind me, I have an absolutely gorgeous Joyride that I'm super excited to share with you. I want to tell you a little bit about the genesis of this layout before we do that, because I think it's kind of interesting. So it was about 2 years ago when we came up with the Joyride. At the time, we had our base camper build. We also had our Highline build. The Highline build was super popular at the time, actually still is. And we were looking to develop a new layout. And of course, like product development 101 is analyze the marketplace, look for an opportunity. If you find an opportunity, see if it's feasible to build a product to meet that need. So for us, in that sort of stage of trying to find that opportunity, we really felt like at a certain price point, there was really nothing offered in the sort of standards of quality that we have here at Ready.Set.Van, and thought, well, if we could produce a van at that price point, again, really focusing on that price point, if we could build a van at the same quality that we do for everything else, that would bring a lot of value to our clients. So that's really what we set out to do. We sort of laser focused on that price point, and then the next step, of course, with any of this, is see if it's feasible to execute on that. So for us, obviously, the natural choice was to go with a Promaster 136. It's the short chassis, so it's a cheaper van itself, so the total cost of ownership for the clients is going to be less, so that's good. Also, the build volume is smaller, so it means the build itself will cost less. So those all seem like good things. Anyway, so we set about doing that. And I've owned a number of businesses over the years, over 30 years. And I've launched plenty of products and services over those years. And I've learned that at a certain point, you kind of do your best to really understand the marketplace, understand the opportunity, really kind of develop a product that you think is what is going to really serve the most need. But at a certain point, like you know that there are a lot of assumptions that are assumptions. You don't really have facts, and you just got to send it. You got to put it out there and just like cross your fingers and hope for the best. Luckily for us, it's been quite successful. We've got a whole pile of them. They've been great, and people call that good product market fit. And so we've had good product market fit with the Joyride, but this somewhat embarrassing thing is that we don't deserve any credit. We were hyper-focused on this price point for the Joyride, thinking that would be the main kind of deciding and driving factor for our clients. But since booking our clients and building their vans, we've learned pretty clearly that actually price point wasn't really the deciding factor for them. They had already decided that they wanted the 136 chassis. It was really just the form factor of the chassis itself that was the main factor, and then they were looking for the highest quality van that they could get built, on that chassis, and then they found out. So it's a little, I don't know, it's a little embarrassing for me anyway. I just feel like we kind of got it wrong. We got lucky. I don't mind being wrong, and I don't mind being lucky. But anyway, I'm very glad that these Joyrides have really kind of filled a need for a lot of people, and we've been able to do that. But it makes me want to talk a little bit about the actual van chassis itself. Because for me, I drive a 159 with a base camper build in it, and that's my daily driver. I drive it to work, I drive it to the doctor, I drive it everywhere. I'm totally used to it. And a Promaster 159 is a 20-foot van. So bumper to bumper, it's 20 feet. A standard American parking space is 20 feet. So if it's perfectly in its parking space, but there's no extra room, which is fine. For me, it doesn't really cause me a problem at all. But I will say that if I hop in a 136 and drive around the parking lot here, I feel like I'm in like a sports car. Well, not a sports car. I feel like maybe in like a minivan. And I happen to love minivans. So in fact, the whole idea of this business was originated from a car camping trip I took in a minivan in Mammoth Lakes, California. So that's a whole nother story. But the 136 has a lot of legitimate benefits to it. One of them is obviously it's shorter. So, a couple of our clients, live in towns or cities. And so they're going to need to be able to park this thing on the street. And, street parking a 136, way easier than street parking a 159. You can do it for both of them, but you're going to spend less time driving around looking for a spot in a 136. We have another client who has a really small driveway, and they just needed the smallest van possible. And, we had a few clients who just the size of the vans in general is somewhat stressful. And the 136 seemed like the most sort of manageable. They can kind of wrap their head around it and think like, okay, I can handle that, which I totally understand. There are some other benefits too. Obviously, it's with it being shorter, the chassis itself weighs less, so that's great. The build is quite a bit smaller. The build itself weighs about 20–25% less, so that's great. With that reduced weight, you're going to accelerate faster and you're going to stop shorter, which is awesome. Also, with the shorter wheelbase, your turning radius is going to be a lot smaller. You know, that's why I say it feels like a sports car, because it's just like, it's just great. It drives much more like a car than a van. At least that's been my experience. And the last thing, of course, is with the reduced weight, you're going to get a little more miles per gallon, maybe a mile or two. I don't really know, but probably something like that. So that's always nice. The main thing I want you to take away from this tour as we kind of go through it is to really take a close look at the quality of the finish on the inside. The fact is, it's like the interior of this van is just as beautiful and just as nice as the interior of one of our multi-$100,000 overlanding Sprinter homes that we build. So just because it's smaller and less expensive doesn't mean we don't put as much effort as we do into all of them, if that makes sense. Anyway, this is enough talking. Let's crack into it. So as usual, we're going to start on the outside of the van, and first thing I want to talk about is just how sweet this van looks. This is my favorite color for the Promasters. I think it just looks really sharp, especially once we start adding some kind of black accents. So like the black awning, the black wheels, black running boards, black window, just kind of looks fantastic. These wheels are fantastic. These are Method rims with a set of KO2 tires on them. They look great, they function great. They're great. We also have this awning up here. So this is a Fiamma awning. It comes out about 10 or 12 feet. Huge fan of the awnings in general. We do have a couple clients who have awnings and they've come back and said that they've never used them, which I don't really understand because I use mine all the time. But you know, everybody's different. But I love the awning. I like being able to pull it out a little bit in the rain. Sometimes I use it in the winter even. Like I actually had mine out in a snowstorm, shading me from the snow, and I had a fire pit over there. Anyway, it was great. Awnings are great, but not everybody gets them. We have a CRL window back here. This part opens up. It's also an awning style window, so it's nice. You can have it open in the rain. And down here, we have a set of running boards. So this is a short set of running boards. This is the slider only set. We can also do a set that goes all the way to the front and then also on the driver's side. So yeah, it's really preference, but I'm gonna have a prop. All right, got a chair here that I grabbed from the shop. You can play along at home if you want. Grab yourself a dining room chair. So the height of this chair, I don't know if you can tell from there, but the height of this chair is about 3, maybe 4 inches lower than the height here of the van. And we have people, you know, very often who are just like, oh, should I get running boards? Should I not get running boards? And I don't have running boards on my van, for example. And like, I'm fine with that, although I'm starting to wonder maybe if that's not a good idea. But just imagine this. So grab a chair at home and just imagine every time you need to go in your van, you gotta step up on that chair and then you gotta step back down. And then you think, great, I'm done going in the van. And then your wife is like, honey, did you get the ketchup? And you're like, oh, I'll get it. And you do that. And you're like, what about the ketchup? Did I say ketchup? Mustard? You get the idea. In my experience, during dinner time, unless you're really organized, if you're eating outside, which I kind of recommend, you're gonna be going in and out of your van 20, 30 times, maybe 40 times. Like it's just, oh, I need to get that. Oh, I need to get that. In and out, up and down, up and down. And so just something to think about. Running boards are easy to put, sorry, put that away. Running boards are easy to put on after the fact, but in general, having that half step to help you in and out, I think is kind of worth it. These are Rolef bug screens. We have installed in the past just about every make of bug screens that are out there. They all have different problems with them. We came across Rolef. Rolef is an absolutely fantastic product. They're really expensive, and I apologize. It's just kind of how it is. Like this screen, just this one, is like $1,000. It's like a little less, or it's around there. It's basically $1,000, which is a lot of money to spend on a screen. You can get, like Bugwall is a company that is, I think they're like $400. There are a few other companies out there that make more affordable screens that are still very expensive. And we used to install those, and they all eventually failed. And for us, we're only going to install something that we can warranty our work, and that we can stand behind. And this product has been absolutely fantastic. So I apologize that it's so much money, but it's the only screen that we've ever installed that has had 100% success. It's just fantastic. What's nice about it is that it is firmly secured all the way around. All of these parts are cut on their computer-controlled CNC fabric cutter. It's a whole process they have over there. But what's great about that is that basically each of these screens is made exactly to our specifications here at Ready.Set.Van. And so once we dial in exactly what it is that we need, they can make it over and over and over again, and they do it absolutely perfectly. And every little detail is just great. And so we're absolutely thrilled with these screens. Again, they are really expensive, but in the end, I'd rather have a $1,000 screen that works than a $400 screen that breaks after 2 months. What's really nice about these is a little pull handle here. They just open up, it magnets when you close, which is super nice. Whether you're building a van with us or somebody else, or you built your own van and you don't want to spend $1,000 on a Rolef screen, my suggestion, honestly, is to just kind of ignore all of those screens that are out there in the $300 to $500 range, and instead go buy the magnet screen that Amazon sells. It's like $20. It's made for just going in like your door entryway, at home. That will actually fit in a normal van opening. You're going to need to do some sewing and some crafting, but you can actually get it to work pretty well. It's not going to seal perfectly. There are some bugs that are going to get in there, but it's $20, and it's also not going to last that long. So like maybe after a year or two, you have to replace it. But again, you only spent $20. So I guess I'm sort of like an all or nothing kind of guy, but I would either get these or I'd buy the $20 option from Amazon. All right, that's enough of that. Let's go inside. So I absolutely love the way the inside of this home came out. They chose to go with an all walnut interior, which if you've watched any of my videos, you know how much I love walnut and white. I just think it's super sharp. It's my jam. What can I say? Of course, whenever we do overheads with any exposed, wood grain, we're gonna grain match it all the way through. So that just means that the grain pattern is gonna pass through from one door to the other. We cut it that way on the CNC. That's just a nice touch. It's something we can do. So of course we do it. Inside these overheads is quite a bit of storage. So you can get all kinds of stuff in here. You can pile your plates and whatever else in there. It works out really great. Down here, we've got a really nice walnut countertop. This butcher block countertop is just absolutely gorgeous. It's been, I don't even know how many hours has gone into finishing this countertop, but many, many. What's nice about this also is that right over here, we have this lagoon table. I'm gonna show you that in a minute, how it works with the driver and passenger seat. But you can move this around anywhere you want, but it really works nice as like a kind of wing or a countertop extension for when you're cooking. You can put food over there, you can put things you're prepping, you can even put a cooktop there if you have an extra induction cooktop, you can just put it over there. So that's kind of a nice kitchen extension there. They chose to go with black accents all the way throughout, so I think that's really sharp. That's the black faucet, we got a black fridge, black handles, we got a dimmers over there, a 110 outlet. This is an Arctic turn window. It's really super. I've talked about these a lot. A huge fan. Works great. The awning out. You can leave them up in the rain. Big fan. What's nice about these also is they have an integrated bug screen and a blackout shade, so that's super great. In my van, I have this exact same window in a base camper. I leave this window cracked all the time. I just pop the screen open and screen up. And it's great. I love it. The other thing I love about this window, I don't think I've talked about this before, but one of my favorite things about this window is actually this window sill. So this space between the window and the wall here is, I don't know, 3 inches, something like that. In my van, that's one of my favorite spots. I have a couple fake plants. I tried putting real plants there, and they all died a horrible death. So don't do that. But I have a couple fake succulents, and they make me very happy. So, I have them there. But then I usually keep a drinking glass here. Sometimes I have like a salt and pepper shaker there. It's just a nice place to put something. They're not going to fall out. They're not going to fall out of here. They're kind of like contained. That's just something I like to do. Over here, we have a Robusto controller for the heater. We have a 4,000 BTU heater in this van. That is overpowered for a 136 van, but it is going to basically just hum along. It's like 20 or 30% of its max most of the time. But you could take this van into sub-zero temperatures, and you're just going to be just fine. Nothing to worry about. It's super, super great. In these overheads up here, we also have this open compartment here, so you can put all kinds of stuff in here. We can also put a door in here. We do that about half the time for the Joyrides. It's just really whatever the client's preference is. Down below here, we've got our Dometic fridge, which also is great. This is the same fridge that's in my van. It's been awesome, and I don't know, we've installed, well, I guess we've installed like 160 of them now at this point. That's our go-to fridge. It's a great fridge. Down here, we've got our plumbing system. So one of the things about the Joyride is we wanted to keep things super simple, and we went with a 2-can fresh and gray water plumbing system. So one of these is our fresh water, one of these is our gray water. I believe they're 6 gallons each. They might be 7, don't quote me, 6 or 7. Nice and simple. If you want to winterize your van, or you just want to clean it out after the weekend, you just pull those out, dump them out, and you're done. That's it. That's all you got to do. Over here, we've got some more storage. We got a couple shelves. You can access that either from this side behind the door or also behind the driver's door. And then there's some additional storage behind there as well. Let me show you the driver and passenger seat area. So I spun the driver's seat around and the passenger seat around, so we can check this out. This is the lagoon table we were looking at earlier, in the same configuration as kind of a nice like countertop extension if you're making dinner. This also works well if we wanted to share, me and whoever's in the passenger seat wanted to share this table together. Works out great for that. If I wanted to kind of hog this table for myself, I'd spin it around like this. And now this is just my table. And this would work out really well for like a working scenario. So if I wanted to put my laptop here, maybe a notepad here, I could put other things here as well. This is a really nice setup. I could do this all day, be great. This lagoon table also can come off of this mounting point that's down here, and can be mounted over there on the passenger bench seat. So let's go check out that next. So here I am in the passenger bench seat, and we're right in the slider door here, and right down here is that mounting plate I was talking about for the lagoon table. So we could easily move that table from there, bring it over here. I could use that table over here. It's also very easy for us to make a second one of these tables, so you could have multiple options, which works out really well as well. And then also right below me is the toilet. So these guys have a Trelino toilet under here. The Trelino is really a super toilet, and yeah, but we can put just about any toilet in there. Okay, let's check out the bed. So in the Joyride, we have a full-size mattress. This is the exact same size mattress that's in our base camper, that's in our Highline, that's in our Gramercy. There was one more. Anyway, it's a great size. I think it's about 53 or 4 in this direction, and I think it's about 73 or 4 in this direction. Don't quote me, but it's about that. Anyway, just Google the dimensions on a full-size mattress, and that's what this is. It's 8 inches thick, it's a foam mattress, it's super comfortable. I kid you not, like many of our clients, the first thing they do when they come back from their first trip is say that they sleep better in their van than they do at home. I don't think that's the mattress. I think it's sort of time and place. It's just sort of more about everything and not just the mattress, but anyway, it's very, very comfortable. We have these nice, soft, cushioned headboard and footboard sections right here, which is really nice. I forgot to mention above me here is a Dometic 12-volt air conditioner. So that's great. We'll talk about the electrical system in a minute, but that's really nice to have on board. And of course, we have a Max Fan Deluxe up there. So that runs off a remote control. It's great. It's a staple of van life. Up in the corner over there, we've got a little bedside reading light that you can turn on and off. It also has a USB outlet on the bottom, so you can charge your phone, things like that. And of course, over here, we've got some overheads as well. So these are really nice, big storage. put tons of clothes in there. It's really super. So under the bed, we've got our garage. Let's go check that out. And here we are at the back of the Joyride. So we've got a nice big garage back here. You can see we've got L-track on all 4 sides, which is really great. It's great for tying things down so they're not sliding around. You can also use these tracks right here to put fork mounts. If you want to get a bike in here, that works great too. Of course, up front there, we've got our pass-through access from the main cabin. So that's great if you got dogs, you want your dogs to use some of the space, or if you just want to be able to reach your stuff. We can also put doors on that. A lot of options as far as that goes. Over on this side, over here, we've got a little storage back here. So we got 2 shelves and actually a little cubby back there. We didn't know to do that, so we just turned it into more storage, so we didn't waste it. Right here is a rinse kit. So if you remember back when I was talking about the kitchen, we have 2 jerry cans up there. It was really a goal with the Joyride to simplify the plumbing system overall. And so that's why we have those 2 up there. And then back here, this rinse kit is an option. So we can pop this in. It's a 2.5 gallon little system that has a pump and everything. It even has a heater built in. That heater will heat up the water. It's not gonna make it hot, but it will make it warm, like very warm, and plenty warm enough to take a shower. And that's what it's here for. So you can just pop this off. You can spray yourself down. You can spray off a dog. You can spray off a muddy bike. Whatever you need. It's a super simple, really good solution. Actually, we have one client who uses this too. They prefer to do their dishes outside, so they just do them outside, and it works real well for them. So that's real good. Over on this side, we have our electrical cabinet. So on the outside here, we've got our master disconnect over there. You flip that off. If you're done using a van for the weekend or the week or the month or whatever, just flip that off. It'll turn off everything in the van if that's what you want to do. Behind this cabinet here, we've got our 2,000 watt inverter, other electrical items, fuses, things like that. This van has a lot of battery power on board. I think maybe the most of any Joyride we've built. It's got 640 amp hours of lithium self-heating batteries in here, which is really awesome because they have the Dometic 12 volt air conditioners. So those are gonna run that air conditioner a lot, which is really, really fantastic. So it's a really nice setup, very, very capable. I think these guys are gonna have a fantastic time with this van. It's really kind of set up really nicely for them. So yeah, I don't know, that kind of wraps that up. Let's head around front and finish this off. So thanks for checking out this Joyride with me today. These clients are picking this up tomorrow. I'm super excited for them to see this. I don't think they've seen actually pictures of the final state of it, and I think it's absolutely fantastic. So I'm really excited for them. I'm excited for all the trips they're going to take. And I'm really proud of my team for the quality work that they did here. It's just really, really great. And it's kind of like refreshing to do a Promaster tour. I feel like I haven't done a tour of a Promaster. We've been doing a lot of sprinters recently. And so it's, for me, I don't know, it's kind of fun to come back and do a Joyride tour. We have 2 more Joyrides in the shop. We got more kind of lined up in the parking lot. So I'm sure there'll be more down the road. But anyway, thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. I hope you're having a great day. And yeah, we'll see you soon. Peace.